Hi friends, this is Vali with Vali Art, and I'm here today to share with you my tribute journal. The tribute journal has come to an end because it's impossible to work in it any longer. So I have decided to just finish it and start another journal. So today we have um, our little friend here, Bruno. So if you remember, he came to live with us back in August. So this is my tribute journal. As you can see, it's huge, and this is the cover. The tribute journal had an accident. It got burnt with a candle while I was filming a video one day. So I built this journal with a dollar store book or notebook, and it was full of blank pages. So I didn't think it was gonna resist that much, but it really did. This was my first journal, and it took me almost 2 years to get it up to where it is now. I'm using it for personal use, and it's a tribute journal where I pay tribute to people that I love, places, flowers, animals, and memories that I treasure. So 80% of this journal is built with products from the dollar store, and that's something very short that I wanted to share. I had been wanted to journal for a long time, but it always stopped me, the fact that I knew it was going to be expensive. So at one point I decided that I was going to do my best with what I had and what I had at home and from the dollar store. And I think, I did well. It turned out really good, and you will be able to see how it got filled by using mainly those elements. So the cover, I cut a window, and I wanted to portray the windows to my backyard with all the birds. So it has a little bit of fabric. The accident, I think, makes it more charming. And I created the window with a ribbon, and then inside on the first page I added some quotes that I love, and then in here I placed a little bit of fabric. This comes from Walmart, with a bird and some stamps and some of the petals of my roses from my garden. So then the first page is a huge embarrassment. This is the first time I journaled, and of course I didn't know very well how to do it. So I wanted to journal about summer. So my first painting, as I said, it's a huge embarrassment. So I put a picture of the place where I used to go on vacation when I was a child. I wrote a poem, and I added some washi tape. I didn't have much at that time, so I used what I had. And this is a picture of me with my parents, and I used it as my journaling portion. So that was my very first spread. And then you will be able to see the progress. The second one was a tribute to my favorite author, Jane Austen. So I added some of her quotes, like a vintage letter that I used for journaling, parchment paper to cover a hidden message, and stickers. And all of these, here is decoupaged with napkins from the dollar store. The third page or spread, and it's one of my favorites, it's about Italy. So this is my family in Italy. I think it was a first communion, and the song that my Italian grandfather used to sing me, and a letter that came from Italy from my mom's cousin a long time ago. I created an Italian passport, and I put a picture of my mom's house in Italy. So I used it as the journaling portion here, and also inside this envelope I created a tag with a vintage map of Italy, and there's journaling behind that, and a banner with the Italian flag. So then the following spread was Trust. It's called Trust, and I decoupaged birds, and I used fabric as a tag here, and I also decoupaged this napkin, and I used it as journaling, and I created a pocket here, and this is a ticket, a bus ticket from 2001, and the stickers are from the dollar store. Then this is Tea with the Queen. I wanted to show my tea collection. Again, I used decoupage, and I used tea bags as pockets, and this is an envelope with a recipe on how the queen makes her tea, more decoupage in here, and a doily, and these petals here are from the roses in my garden. And this here is called Trip, and I paid tribute to all the trips that I took in my life. And so I decoupaged with a napkin the map, the vintage map in the back. This is a boarding pass. I think it was from a trip to New York, and the boarding pass for the cruise, and then I journaled all the other places and some other boarding passes from other trips. This page was dyed with an Argentinian tea called mate, and I created a pocket with a picture of a magazine. This here was a little bit more personal, this spread, and it's a tribute to when my daughter was a child. So I used this Winnie the Pooh page from an agenda that I had from Argentina, or from when I was a teenager, and I dyed it with coffee, and I retold how the labor was, her labor. And then here I created a pocket, and I put some pictures, and I did like a journaling diary here, and a tag. Let me show you the tag. It's pretty full. So this is a small tag that was decoupaged with a dragonfly, and the butterflies here were decoupaged too. And then I added some quotes. This one was a tribute to my favorite book when I was young, Little Women. So this is one of my favorite spreads. So I painted these flowers. They are hand painted, and then this here is parchment paper, and it was dyed with tea. And this is a little booklet with Joe, and I did my journaling portion there, and all the characters from the book, some quotes, and then this is I recreated Joe from the book, and I did her skirt with the little buttons in here, and this is a pocket. Then this is a tribute of my favorite movie, which is The Bridges of Madison County. So this is the first time that I used watercolors. So I painted the bridge from the movie. I created a pocket here with some journaling, the dress and the shoes from the movie. This was put on the parchment paper, and this is tea dyed. And in here there are some lines from the movie, and this is, let's see if I can, some of my favorite scenes in the movie. And then I created this windmill and some stickers from the dollar store with the pictures, because we know pictures were main part of that movie. In this one, this is another one of my favorite spreads. This is a tribute to my mom, Nina. My mom used to sew. This is a picture of her when she used to live in Italy with her sewing machine, sewing outside her house. And this is some ephemera, and I used a window envelope. It was aged, and I used it as a pocket, and in here there are some pictures of my mom and stories about my mom. This was handmade, and I added a button there, and we have a bookmarker, which is one of these beautiful scissors, and I added this ribbon here, and it has all kinds of fabrics in the back, and some journaling in here, and the main part of the journal there. So yeah, this is one of my favorites, and this is the ending part of a piece of fabric. This one here was a tribute to my garden or my backyard. So I decoupaged some flowers, and I added this ephemera, which is one of the birds that visits my garden a lot, and then some journaling portion in here. This particular paper was dyed with beets water. And in here I created a little pocket with a bunny, because the bunnies are steady figure in my backyard. So yes, and this was done with burlap, hand sewn, and some stickers from the dollar store on top of a tissue paper of the dollar store. So if we open it, we have a small painting of my favorite part of the backyard and all the journaling in there. This paper was dyed with the green tea from Argentina, and some of the names of the herbs that I grow in the backyard. And again, this paper here is parchment paper, and it was stained with bead waters. So the following spread, it's a spread to pay tribute to one of my favorite books and friendship. This is The Little Prince. So what I did is I recreated the prince. This was painted with acrylics, and then we have stars, and I added some quotes here and there. A picture of the prince and the plane, and this acts like a pocket with some journaling and some of these stickers from the dollar store, the store that emulate kind of iron. And then I created the different characters of the book. So The following spread is my favorite, and this is a tribute to my grandparents and their trees. So in this one I painted a plum tree. That's where my grandfather built a swing for me. So this was painted with acrylics, and it has plums and they're white flowers. And this is a picture of my grandparents, and back there it's the plum tree. So then there was a lemon tree in the house too. So this page revolves around that yellow of the lemons. So this was kind of a ribbon created with paper, and this is a flip envelope, and you can open it like this. And since they were from Italy, I put in there some Italian towns. So this envelope opens this side, and this one opens this side. And in this one I wrote about my grandfather, when he was born, and many details. And this one is like a little postcard with a stamp from Italy. And I used this envelope to journal. So I added some trees that they were in their backyard, so it gave me the chance to work with some botanicals. So, and in the back I journaled about memories of those trees. The same in here with the peach tree, and I added some tags on the top, and in the back is journaled. And then the main envelope has the main journaling portion with some flowers that they had in their backyard. And this ribbon is from the dollar store. So the following spread is a tribute of the first day of school, and this is my first day of school. This is me in the 70s, and this is a report card that my daughter got when she was beginning her years at school, and I used it as a pocket. And there's me, and that's some journaling portion there. The stickers are from the dollar store collection, and this is a picture of the first day of school of my my first day of school in Argentina. And then I created this backpack, and it works as a pocket, but it's so big that I cannot take it out right now. But yes, it has like a journaling portion there that you can take the handle out, and it comes out. So then the following spread was the tribute to some vacation that we took to go to the Smoky Mountains. And so I painted a camper and some suitcase, and then I wrote Appalachian there. And this is the card from the hotel, and I used my sewing machine, and it was like I used it as like a pocket to put the envelope, the journaling portion that was done by me and my daughter. Then I included this envelope, and in it I added butterflies because it was full of butterflies. And there are some pictures, real pictures that I took from the trip. And inside the envelope I have the journaling portion where I added pictures, and they are sewn with my sewing machine. And this page is tea-dye. So then some maps, more real pictures, and some botanicals. And then this page is one to pay tribute to one of my favorite birds that visit my backyard, and these are some hummingbirds. So I created flowers with tissue papers from the dollar store. Of course, you know, they should be popping out a little bit more, but the thing is they are in the cramp book. So so I added some ephemera with the hummingbirds, and I used some surgical gauze to create the net, and I painted it with acrylics. Very simple, just pour the acrylics in your hand, touch the net, and then put it in the oven to dry if you don't want to wait. So this gives it a nice tone to the page. The following one was to pay tribute to fall, and I used a quote from a book, a picture that I liked, and I did like kind of a framed Bambi with the stickers from the dollar store collection, and we have a pocket here, and this is decoupaged. It's a napkin from the dollar store, and this ribbon is too. So in this page, it's a page or a spread to pay tribute to our dreams or my dreams, and it was like to buy this camper, which we did, and then so I added the word dream and some woods, and I used this envelope, folded into two, and I created a pocket there with some journaling, and this tent was created with fabric, some of the botanicals, and a campfire. So then in here I added some journaling and some little mushrooms, and these are from Artie Mays if you want to look for them. This is to pay tribute to Halloween. I didn't want to do anything scared, so I painted the trees and I used the owls and a nice quote. So then this is another one of my favorite spreads. It's called The Ball. So I used one of my favorite pictures of Victorian ladies, and I did a frame with a doily, and then I covered it with some tulle from the dollar store from their fall collection to make it like look softer. And then in here I used an envelope to expand the page. So this is kind of a Victorian house, and a calling card to the wall, and a Victorian lady. And in the back we have like a continuation of this, and it's a lady getting ready for the ball. And again I used the same technique of cutting out a doily and use it as a frame for the picture and the tulle on top. And then I created this booklet with a musical page and some stickers from the dollar store. And then when you open it, you have different dresses, and I journaled on how a lady needed to go dressed to the ball. So I used my sewing machine, and I added some beads and buttons along the journaling space. And in here there is a pocket, and this is instructions on how you need to behave at the ball. This is like an accountancy paper, and it's coffee dyed, and this is an invitation to the ball. And then on the other side we have another pocket, and this is dyed with beets water. That's why it's kind of pinkish. And again, it talks about, you know, how ladies behaved in the ball and what you needed to do the day after the ball. So I'm very passionate about English history, so that's one of my favorite spreads. This one was a spread to celebrate Thanksgiving. So this is a decoupage napkin from the dollar store, and then this is parchment paper, and I used like a stamp with words and a leaf from my garden. And then I did a little booklet of things that I was thankful for. And then a picture of a turkey, because yeah, I'm famous for the turkey that I cook. So then we have the tribute for Christmas. I painted this house, and I used one of these models to come out with mine. So this was like a continuation of this card into this page, and this was a card that I was given the year before by a friend at work, so I got it, and I used it as my focal point for this spread. And in the back I used it for journal, and I remember I journaled about the difference between Christmas in United States and in Argentina. So then I created a pocket with a doily. This is a card, and this comes from Artie Mays too. And then I hung like some stickers in there. And this paper in the back, it's the paper that the panettone that we buy comes wrapped in. This here is another one of my favorites. This is Forgotten, no, Winter Sparrow, and I pay tribute to another of the birds that are my favorites. So I used another Christmas card, and I kind of revamped it, and I painted the birds, and I put the name of the spread there. This was also from Artie Mays, and then you open it, and you have some ephemera with sparrows and some quotes, and the journaling portion. And this one is a tribute to the Swedish countryside, and I painted this house with the trees. The backdrop is a black tissue, and then I used this Christmas card that I was given at work to journal in the back, and it was painted with acrylic paints. This one was a tribute to my kitchen. This is me some years ago, and I recreated this kitchen with a pocket with my favorite recipes, like pizza and all of that. And then this one here, it's a tribute to my mom going from Italy to Argentina during the war. It's called Departures, and this is a picture of my mom in Italy, and it has a lot of journaling, stamps, and all the ports that the ship touched from Italy, as I said, to Argentina. This is some ephemera of the Italian companies that would take people to other countries, and I did a little booklet, and in that booklet I printed a vintage map and I marked all the journey that she took from one country to another. And then I went on with more journaling. This is decoupaged, and then I added pictures of the different ports the port in Italy, the port in Argentina, and this is the ship that she traveled in. And this here is a wax seal. Then this was a portrait to rainy days. They are my favorite. So I created the window, I wrote a poem, I used some gemstones from the dollar store. So I wanted to recreate some cozy afternoon in Scotland. This one here is called Lady in Waiting, and I wanted to pay tribute to these ladies that accompany the Queen. This is also from Artie Mays, and I did like a bookmarker with some hearts from this same lady, and a little booklet for journaling, and the ladies in there. Then I wanted to pay tribute to the days in my childhood when I used to go pick mushrooms with my parents. So yeah, this is me when I was a child, and I created a pocket, and here is the journaling portion. This page was stained with coffee, and the flowers were created with I don't remember the word in English, Q-tips, with Q-tips. And then some stickers from the dollar store. And again, these mushrooms are from Artie Mays. And this page is the one where I paid tribute to the Argentinian tango. So in the very back, or the backdrop, I used a honeysuckle paper craft, because honeysuckle is one of the names of the most famous tangos. So this is a picture of Carlos Gardel, the Argentinian flag made with ribbons from the dollar store, some ephemera of people dancing tango, dancing shoes, and this is milonga. Milonga is a type of tango, and this is a window from one of the neighborhoods in Argentina where the tango is played, and these are the Argentinian cards. And I created a booklet, not a booklet, with a card. I used it as journaling, and this is a picture of my daughter in La Boca, which is the town where all the houses are different colors, so I journaled there. Then this is a page where I paid tribute to Overcoming the Storm, and I used it as a vision board of things that I overcame since I moved to USA. So I painted this cardinal, which is my favorite bird, a stamp, and different quotes, and it was all painted with acrylic on top of tissue paper. This one is another one of my favorite spreads. It's called Stitches, and this booklet, or this spread, I wanted to celebrate my mom because she used to sew, and me that I learned from her. And so I used this lady from one of the pictures from the dollar store. She came inside of a picture frame. They still have her, and so I used her for the focal point and some buttons, and then I journaled in here, and the back is a real dress pattern. And then I created this little booklet with fabric and the main capitals of fashion in the world, and I had to include Buenos Aires, where I was born. So this goes kind of in here, and this one is a tribute to my grandmother. Under the lemon tree, I painted the tree, and this is a picture of me and her. And I used kind of a portion of a tablecloth, a real one, because she always used to have one on top of her table. Her name was Carolina. And I used coffee dyed paper. And then here we have more lemons, another lemon tree there, and a pocket. I journaled on the paper with lemons, and a tag that it had raviolis, because she used to make her homemade raviolis for Christmas. So yeah. And then this one here, it's a tribute to my best friend. And so I used the people from Tim Holtz, and me and my friends are among the people. So this is me, this is my friend, kind of maybe 23 years ago. And so I added some quotes, butterflies from the dollar store, lottery tickets, and some other stickers there. And these are the press-on stickers from the dollar store. And I created like a tag. This here is a tribute to Ollie. Ollie was a cat that started visiting us in our backyard, so he stayed with us for a while, and so I did a tribute for him. So this is a real picture, and some of the bookmarkers from the dollar store, same with the washi, and this decal, and this pocket. And then this was kind of a banner. Let me see. A banner that I made with pictures. And this is I crocheted this ending of the page here. And this here was already when we had the virus. It's a tribute to all the essential people, and so I made this with some paper that came with a cake, and says stay home, save lives. So I did all the houses, and then I journaled on top, and I put a quote there from the Bible, and then a message to all the first responders. So then this was a tribute to spring, and as we're getting to the end of the book, it's really hard to work with it, as you can see. So it was created on top of some tissue paper. This also came from the dollar store. This is an origami dress with a beautiful flower button, some others here, and a little pocket. This is stained with bead waters, and these flowers are real flowers from my backyard from last year. So very, very nice. and the dragonflies were painted with acrylic paint. And then we have the tribute to summer, and this came from a book from the dollar store, and this is again that technique with the gauze stained with acrylic paint, and the washi tape comes from the dollar store along with the stickers. And then the Christmas for this year, again I used some cutouts from different magazines, and most of it is created with magazines. These are some stickers that a friend of mine, Lara, sent it to me, and this is a real stamp, and I created some pearls with a marker, and the fabric is from the dollar store collection. And that was it. That was the last spread. I have a couple of pages in here, but it is impossible to work. I have to work outside the journal and then add it in here because I cannot work with the journal. So I have decided that I have I have had good use of it, and that it's time for me to start another one. It feels sad because I became attached to it, but I see that I have another need right now. So I hope you have enjoyed this journal. Please leave comments. Let me know which was your favorite spread, and if you have used any of the notebooks from the dollar store. So it was a pleasure to share this with you, each spread, and now the whole journal and a full field trim. If you have been detained thinking that it is expensive, or that you don't have all the tools, please don't be, because you can create a lot of things with many articles that you may have around the house, and whatever you don't have, you can go to the dollar store and just buy little things that will help for the embellishment. I'm here for to answer any questions that you may have, and I'm hoping that you have enjoyed this. Have a wonderful week. Bye.